This is the C final of the women's 400 freestyle. Finalist in the women's 400 freestyle of the water, Emily Ecker of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 2, Rachel Klinker of Cal Aquatics in 3, Caroline Pennington of Attack Titans in 4, Mike Geringer of Ohio State in 5, and Mia Marquez of California Aquatics in lane 6. Marquez out of the lead at the 50 and the 100, out in a 29.0, back 31.3 for a 1:004 on the opening 100 meters. Got a 0.6 of a second lead over Pennington in lane 4 for the Tech Titans. Geringer of Ohio State in lane 5, sitting in 3rd. Quarter of the way through the C final of the women's 400 free. Is a two-time championship finalist in the Pac-12, 200 free, 500 free. Dealing with a challenge now in lane 4 as Pennington makes the pass, 32.3, 32.6 on those 3rd and 4th 50s, out in the 2:06.00. 1/10 of a second ahead of Marquez. Pennington's best time in this event, a 4:13.23. And that in actually back in 2021 was a 4:17 at national championships just a few weeks ago. Final 100 meters now. Pennington still in the lead. Geringer is making a charge, however. 32.1, 32.4 on those last two 50s.
Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, so you can hear me now too. And now. Oh, so what's the point on the microphone for? It doesn't mute it then. Oh.
Pennington headed to the University of Florida in the fall. Still has the lead, but it's only 1/100th of a second as Geringer splits a 32.49 to Pennington's 32.8. And continuing to accelerate is Geringer. She's got the lead now. Best time for her coming into this meet was a 4:16.79. She was a 4:20.66 this morning. Those two leaders are going to go under the flags and into the wall. It's going to be a tight finish, but it will be Geringer's 4:15.93. A best time for her by almost a second, and the C final heat win. Pennington with a 4:16.39 finishes in second. Klinker with a 4:21.17 finishes in 3rd.
I did.
It's time now for the B final of the women's 400 freestyle. Meet our B finalists in lane 1 from Longhorn Aquatics, Olivia McMurray. Lane 2 from Arroyo Grande Aquatic Club, Claire Tuggle. Chloe Stepanek out of Long Island Aquatic Club is in lane 3. Kennedy Dobson of Eastern Express in lane 4. Elise Kaiser of Indiana Swim Club in 5. Her teammate Ella Riestick is in lane 6. Natalie Mannion of Alto Swim Club in 7. And Ellie Braun of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 8. It's the 16-year-old Kennedy Dobson of Eastern Express in lane 4, out early, 28:49. The lead split after 50 meters. Dobson a 4:16:35 this morning, just a second off of her personal best, which she turned in the Jeffrey S. Mace Memorial Meet back at the end of June. .100 meters down, 59.5. The big trial cut in this event, a 4:15:49. 5 of the ladies in the water right now have been under that time in their career, but it matters when you do it as well. You have to have done it since November of 2022. Dobson continuing to look strong, about 2 seconds ahead of best time pace. Out in a 2:03:44, 2.5 seconds up on that PR pace. She's ahead of lane 2, Claire Tuggle, who's out in a 2:04:93. The 19-year-old just behind the 16-year-old. Tuggle's best time of 4:07:85. She's only about 0.8 of a second off of that pace. And essentially a 6-way tie for 3rd place right now. The rest of the field continues to give chase, but nobody is within 2.5 seconds of Kennedy Dobson, who is having a fantastic swim right now. In lane 4, 31.9, fastest split in the field on that 5th 50. The rest of the field very bunched up. A slight edge might belong to Olivia McMurray in lane 1, or Elise Heiser in lane 5. But all on her own, 3.5 seconds ahead. Kennedy Dobson, 3:07:7 at the 300-meter mark. Already has that Olympic trial cut, looking to move up those rankings. We're now less than a year away from the American Olympic trials in Indianapolis. Final turn now for Kennedy Dobson. Continuing to hold very steady pace. 32.2, 31.9, 32.3, a 33.0 right there. A bit of cruise control potentially, knowing that this race is well wrapped up for her. Olivia McMurray is closing the gap, but it'll definitely be too little too late. Murray's also got to pay close attention to Heiser and Ellie Braun of Wisconsin all the way across the pool in lane 8. But the B final win belongs to Kennedy Dobson, 4:12:92, dropping 2.5 seconds almost off of her personal best to win the B final. A little fist pump for a big swim. Dobson of Eastern Express Swim Team in lane 4. At 4:12 cracks her into the top 100 performers all time for the 15-16 NAG rankings. Now ranked 77th all time NAG rankings in women's 400 freestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the A final of the women's 400 freestyle. Introducing your A finalists in lane number 1, representing Club Husker, Gina Jorgensen. Lane 2, from New York Athletic Club, Paige Madden. Lane 3, from Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics, Sloan Reinstein. Your top seed is in lane 4 from Wisconsin Aquatics, Abby Carlson. Lane 5, representing Athens Bulldog Swim Club, Rachel Steggy. Lane 6 from City of Lafayette Aquatics, Jillian Parshik. Lane 7 representing Alto Swim Club, Aurora Rookhair. And rounding us out in lane 8 from Wisconsin Aquatics, Paige McKenna. Those are your finalists in the A final of the women's 400 freestyle. The final for the women's 400 freestyle. .4:15.88 is what it took to make it back into this A final. Carlson, the top time of the morning, 4:12.97, just missing a best time for her. 4:12.31, swam back in June of this year. Paige Madden out to an early lead. Paige Madden won the 800 freestyle a night ago. Madden, a finalist at the 2020 Olympic Games in this event. At the 100-meter mark, she continues to lead, 59.84 on the opening 100. 4:03.98 is Madden's best time in this event. That was turned in at the Olympic Games. One of two ladies in the field to have broken 4:10. Rachel Steggy in lane 5, the other. Rockhair in lane 7 was in second at the 100-meter mark, out in a 59.98. Continues to hold down that second place spot. Steggy in third, about a second behind the lead of Paige Madden. Madden breathing to her right, keeping an eye on the rest of the field as we hit the halfway mark here in the A final of the women's 400 freestyle. She's out in a 2:02.97. Rockhair out in a 2:03.54. She's a full second up on her best time. She can hold that pace. She'll break the 4:10 barrier. Still a lot of swimming to go here in the A final. Steggy still in third. Carlson, who was in seventh after 100 meters, is now in fourth. Settling into 31 mid to 31 high on her splits. 250 meters now, more of the same. Madden in the lead, Ronhair in second, Steggy in third. And briefly went to the 31 high range, heading into the 200 meter mark, but brings that right back down, 31.2 on that 50. Ronhair trying to respond. Rachel Steggy trying to hold off. Abby Carlson in lane 4, the Badger trying to reel her in, make that top 3. Final 100 meters now. Madden had just under a second and a half lead on the rest of the field. And it has grown now almost 2 seconds. Steggy moving up into second. Ronhair in third. Carlson still in fourth. Well, Paige Madden looked comfortable in winning the 800 freestyle. She's looking comfortable on her way to another event win. Going 2 for 2. Touching first with a 4:07.97. Steggy with a 4:10.14. Ronhair at a 4:11.89. That is your top 3 in the women's 400 freestyle. All right, on to our next event. This is event number 6, the men's 400 meter freestyle. Please welcome to the deck your C finalists. C final of the men's 400 free. Men's 400 C final, Jack Luca, the University of Michigan swim team in 1. Rafael Ponce de Leon of Tennessee Aquatics in 2. Bradley Dunham of Athens Bulldog Swim Club in 3. Jackson Huckabee of Longhorn Aquatics in 4. Trey Dickey, Aggie Swim Club in 5. Dylan Porges Avila of the swim team in lane 6. Jonas Cantrell of South Central Swimming in 7. And Zach Ward of Wisconsin Aquatics is in lane 8. Leads in 3, that's Dunham, the Bulldog, out in a 26.8. The only sub-27 split in the field. Quarter second ahead of Ponce de Leon. Fellow SEC Conference swimmer from Tennessee Aquatics. Dunham a 3:57.70 this morning, only 0.2 of a second off of his lifetime best. He's out in a 56.0. .150 meters down. Dunham continues to lead, 0.6 of a second ahead. Ponce de Leon in 2. Zach Ward all the way over in lane 8, sitting in 3rd after 150 meters. That's the halfway point, 1:55.29 for Dunham. Considerably ahead of where he was this morning and ahead of that best time pace. Continues to have Ponce de Leon right at his heels in lane 2 and 2nd. Dickey in lane 5. He was in 4th at the 200-meter mark. But is slowly closing the gap on Zach Ward, who is in lane 8. It's actually Dylan Porges Avila in lane 6 that moves up into 3rd with a impressive acceleration there on that 5th 50, opening the back half of this C final with a 29.45, fastest in the field on that 50, jumping from 6th to 3rd. Well, Bradley Dunham is having himself a 400 freestyle right now, putting together an ideal race, 2:54.91 at the 300. The man is almost 3 seconds up on his best swim in his career. Porges Avila continues, however, to reel him in. Just under 2 seconds back, heading into that final 100 meters. We'll see if he can chase him down, or if Dunham will hang on for the C final win. Dunham has responded, 29.73 for him. Bradley Dunham's best time coming into this meet, a 3:57.53. Under 4 minutes quite a few times in his career. He's going to be well under that on the way to a C final win in a huge swim. 3:53.95 for Bradley Dunham. What a swim to win the C final, 3:55.42 for Dylan Porges Avila. And then a 3:55.62 for Jackson Huckabee, dropping another second off of his best time that he swam in the prelims to take 3rd here in the C. B final of the men's 400 freestyle. B finalist in lane 1 from Indiana Swim Club, Mason Carlton. Lane 2 from Ohio State, Mason Edmond. Luca Orlando of dart swimming in 3. Alex Axon of Ohio State in 4. California Aquatics, Gabriel Jett in lane 5. Tennessee Aquatics, Jake Norvid in 6. Charlie Hawk of the University of Alabama in 7. And Jackson Carlisle of Indiana Swim Club rounds us out in lane 8. It's Orlando out and out fast, 26.08 for him. Not easy to make it back into any of these races. 350, 625 is what it took to see the B final. The 353.0. Make your way into the A final. Gabriel Jett, 54.64. That was a 353.9 this morning. Just over a second off of his career best in the 400. Jett continues to lead. Orlando continues to be in second, but we get a new third. That's Alex Axon. Just over a second behind the lead of Jett. That's 0.6 of a second separating him and Orlando. It's the halfway mark, 152.93 for Gabriel Jett. Looking very comfortable. Right now trending to something in the 353 to 50. Maybe even the 352 range. You can hold this pace. Some charges being turned in. Alex Axon, Jake Narvid, both within striking distance. And continuing to set the pace, fastest in the field, save for only Alex Axon, who outsplit him by 0.06. Going to come down to the final 100 meters for that battle between Orlando and Axon in lanes 3 and 4. Jett 30.0 on that 50 heading into the final 100 meters as he gives up 0.3 of a second of his lead back to Orlando. Orlando at 29.7, as was Axon actually heading into this final 100 meters. Orlando, Axon, and Jett all have personal bests in the 352 range. 352.0 to 352.6. Final turn now. More of that lead gone as Orlando has closed the gap to 1/4 of a second heading into the final 50 meters. But check out the underwater there from Gabriel Jett. What a response and a total change of pace heading into this final 50 meters. Finishing speed we've become all too used to coming from Gabriel Jett, who will find his way to the B final win. 349.72 with a 28.1 on that final 50 meters. Getting under 350 for the first time in his career. Alex Axon finishing in third, 351.16. He also goes the best time by almost a second. And then Luca Orlando's 350.97. Dipping under his best time. So 3 best times atop the B final 400 freestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the A finalists in the men's 400 freestyle. Introducing your A finalists in lane 1 from the swim team, Michael Brinegar. Lane 2 from Athens Bulldog Swim Club, Jake McGahee. Lane 3 from Sun Devil Swimming, Daniel Matheson. Your top seed in 4, representing Australia, Matthew Galea. Lane 5, also from Australia, Thomas Ha. Lane 6 from Rose Bowl Aquatics, Rex Maurer. Lane 7 from Wolfpack Elite, Will Gallant. And in lane 8 from Sun Devil Swimming, Jay Litherland. This is the A final of the men's 400 freestyle. Galea winning that 800 freestyle a night ago with the best time, 7:50.25. Matheson, who's currently to his right in lane 3, runner up, and then Will Gallant. So you got all the top 3 of the 800 in this. Galea win for it this morning. It was a 3:47.96. Best in the field by almost 4 full seconds. Jake McGahee, one of the top 20 Americans in this event all time. In second at the 50. 0.04 of a second behind Galea at the 100. 54.2 for both of those gentlemen. 54.6 for Rex Maurer, who's in lane 6, sitting in 3rd right now. That 3:47.96 for Galea. Seat time from the prelims, a best time by almost 2 full seconds in the prelims. Makes you wonder what he could have in store for the finals. McGahee anchoring the 800 freestyle relay last night for the Athens Bulldog Swim Club. Tried to reel in the Aussies, but the Aussies prevailed, winning the 800 freestyle and the 800 freestyle relay in one night. 151.99 is the lead split for Galea, in the lead of McGahee by 0.6 of a second. 3rd now is Daniel Matheson, who jumped from 5th to 3rd on that second 100. He's less than a second behind the lead. Matheson's best time coming into this was a 3:54.7. He threw a 3:51.6 down in the prelims. So best times all over the place. A fast day number 2. The lead now up to 0.8 of a second. Galea goes a 29.0 heading into that 250-meter turn. It's going to come down to the final 100 meters, and we know that McGahee has some impressive closing speed. Will Galea hold off any charges down the final stretch here? 0.7 of a second. McGahee has already started some work, 29.0 to Galea's 29.2. Matheson also a 29.2. McGahee also right at his best time pace. Figuring he might as well get in the action. Final turn leads down to 0.3 of a second. McGahee in lane 2. Will he play the spoiler as Galea has led from that first turn? What a finish this is turning into. A final of the men's 400 freestyle is going to come down to the final 5 meters. At the touch, it's Galea by 0.1 of a second with a 3:47.54. Another best time for him by over half a second. McGahee's 3:47.67. Finishing in second, Matheson. What a day. 3:48.94 by the end of the day. I mentioned that he came into the meet with a 3:54.78 as his best time. So he's going to drop a casual 5 seconds off of your best time in one day to finish in third in the 400 freestyle. That does it for the 400 freestyle tonight. We'll switch it up and swim a little bit of 200 IM. It's time for the women's 200 IM. Please welcome to the deck your C finalists. C final. C final women's 200 individual medley underway. Annika McEnroe of California Aquatics is in 1. Leah Gingrich of Keystone Aquatics in 2. Rosie Murphy of UCLA Swimming in 3. Katie McClintock of Wisconsin Aquatics in 4. Bobby Kinnett of Aggie Swim Club in 5. Claire Tuggle of Arroyo Grande in 6. Chloe Kennedy Anisleta of Sun Devil Swimming in 7. And McKenna Leisky of Indiana Swim Club in lane 8. After the butterfly leg, it's Gingrich's 28.4 that leads the way. The 33-year-old from Keystone Aquatics, coaching and swimming. Just ahead of Rosie Murphy. Almost a full second was Gingrich, but now the backstroke leveling the field yet again. That's the halfway point. Murphy in the lead, 34.8 on the backstroke leg. Slenta in lane 7, moving up into second. She was a 34.5. Fastest backstroke split in the field. All sorts of changes behind Murphy, but it's Murphy still in the lead. McClintock now in second. Bobby Kinnett in lane 5, moving from 8th to 3rd, splitting a 39.2, the only sub 40 in this C final field. Rosie Murphy trying to hold off now. Bobby Kinnett. As we hit the flags for the final 5 meters of this C final. And it will be Kinnett's 2:17.67 winning, dropping almost 2 seconds off of her best. 2:17.79 for Rosie Murphy. Finishing in second, dropping a 1/10 of a second. And McClintock, a 2:18.80, finishes in third here in the C final. B final. Women's 200 individual medley B finalists. Paige Hall of Ohio State in 1. Carolyn Bentz of Virginia Tech in 2. Jamie Brennan of the swim team in 3. Isabel Odgers of Trojan Swim Club in 4. Cal Dunn of Wisconsin Aquatics is in 5. Josie Penitz of Ohio State in lane 6. Gigi Johnson of Alto Swim Club in 7. And her teammate Sophie Duncan is in lane 8. The lead's in 3, 28-5 for Brennan. Brennan was a 2:18.26 in the prelims. Took a 2:19.2 to make it back into this B final. Caroline Bentz, the Hokie in lane 2, is taking the lead on the backstroke leg. Turning in a 33.8, coming back on in a 28.9. The lead over Jamie Brennan, who was in the lead after the butterfly, a full second. Spence outsplits everybody else by over a second. Cal Dunn, the only person within shouting distance, was a 34.8. Isabel Odgers in lane 4, looking to jump from 7th to 1st on the breaststroke. She does exactly that. 36.8 on the breaststroke leg, passing everybody in the process. Brennan in 2nd, Bentz in 3rd. Odgers' best time listed as a 2:14.9. She is going to run away with this B final, touching with the heat win a 2:13.85, a best time a 2:16.27 for Brennan, finishing in 2nd. A best time for her by half a second, and then a 2:17.21 for Caroline Bentz, finishing in 3rd. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pool deck the A finalists in the women's 200 individual medley. Introducing your finalists in the A final in lane number 1, representing Gator Swim Club, Isabel Ivy. Lane 2, from Athens Bulldog Swim Club, Zoe Hartman. Lane 3, representing Australia, Ella Ramsey. Your top seed in lane 4 from Wisconsin Aquatics, Beta Nelson. Her teammate in lane 5, Phoebe Bacon. In lane 6, from Mission Viejo, Alicia Wilson. Lane 7, representing Longhorn Aquatics, Callie Pash. And in lane 8, from Tennessee Aquatics, Josephine Fuller. This is the A final of the women's 200 meters individual medley. Vita Nelson, top seed this morning, 2:12:38. Her and Phoebe Bacon looking to go 1-2 for Wisconsin Aquatics. They were your top two seeds. Ella Ramsey of Australia turned in a 2:12:69. All three of them just off for career bests. Nelson out in a 27:98. 100th of a second faster than her best time pace. That time came at the Olympic team trials back in 2021. Phoebe Bacon, one of the best backstrokers in American history and world history as well. Leveraging that impressive backstroke to take the lead, 32.4 on that second 50. She jumps from fourth to first. Also making moves, Isabel Ivy, who's in lane one. She was a 33.5 on the backstroke leg, sitting in second, but a full second behind Phoebe Bacon. To be honest, really anybody's race still as we're wrapping up the breaststroke. This entire field kind of bunching back together. The charge coming from the Aussie Ella Ramsey in lane three. She looks like she's going to have the lead heading into the freestyle. That's the case. That lead is 0.7 of a second over Phoebe Bacon. Alicia Wilson of Mission Viejo in lane six was in third, but it was a second back from the Aussie. Can the 19-year-old Australian hang on to the lead? Her best time listed as a 2:12:12. Like I mentioned, she was just off of that in prelims. She's going to win the A final. How fast is that time? And how about a 2:11:07, a best time by over a second for your Australian winner, Ella Ramsey. Second place goes to Alicia Wilson's 2:12:32. And then third place to Vita Nelson, 2:12:40 for her. Rounding out the top three of the women's 200 individual medley. Time for the guys to take their turn at the 200 individual medley. C final. Men's 200 IMC final in the water. Chris Morris of Wisconsin Aquatics in 1. Drew Reiner of Indiana Swim Club in 2. Kyle Brill, Rose Bowl Aquatics in 3. Vincent Ribeiro, of Aggie Swim Club in 4. Ben Diller, Trojan Swim Club in 5. Sean Swift, Cal Aquatics in 6. Brett Pinfold of Swim Houston in 7. And Daniel Garcia Ruiz of Ohio State in 8. Pinfold's got the lead out in a 26.06. Your guess is as good as mine on who's going to lead here at the halfway point. Slight edge maybe to Kyle Brill, and that is the case. 30.9 on the backstroke leg. Give you an idea how close this race is. Brill was in 8th after the butterfly and then 1st after the backstroke. Maybe give an edge to Ben Dillard in lane 5. Trojan Swim Club, 21-year-old rather, may have taken the lead. No, it's Sean Swift of Cal, 34.2 for him. Dillard's 33.8, the fastest in the field. Down through the final 50 meters we go. Great race being unpacked here in lanes 5 and 6. Swift trying to hold off Dillard down the final stretch. Everybody waving him home. This one's going to come down to the touch. Close race in the C final goes to Swift's 2:01.83. Swift came into the day at 2:04.9 being his best time. How about a 2:01.83? After just missing the Olympic trial cut this morning, he drops considerable amounts of time to get well under it. 100th of a second ahead of Ben Dillard, who was a 2:01.84. Some best times and some tickets punched to Olympic trials for both of our C final top finishers. B final. B-final of the men's 200 IM in the water. Princeton's Tyler Hong in 1. Cotton Fields of the Dallas Mustangs in 2. Landon Driggers of Tennessee Aquatics in 3. Nate Sherman-Press of Longhorn Aquatics in 4. Mitchell Schott of Princeton in 5. Chris O'Grady of the Spartans of Canada in 6. Tyler Kopp of California Aquatics in 7. And Harry Homans in lane 8. Friends out in the 25.34, just 3/10 of a second ahead of Schott, who's in lane 5. Driggers takes the lead, coming back at a 30.1 on the backstroke leg. Him and Kopp to sub 31 swims. Final turn. Krebs back into the lead, 34.5 on the breaststroke leg. Chris O'Grady with the fastest split in the breaststroke field, 33.8 for him on that third 50, jumping from 8th to 2nd. It's the Texas Longhorn with the easy lead ahead of the rest of the field there in lane 4. And he will run away with the B final win, 159.94, getting under that 2-minute mark. Winning our B final. Second place, a 2:01.18 for Landon Driggers, and then third place, a 2:01.72, belonging to Chris O'Grady.
Let me know when you're off me so that I can go back to white.
All right, swim fans, give it up for the A final of the men's 200 meters individual medley. Introducing your A finalist, swimming in lane 1, representing Australia, William Patrick. Lane 2, from Ohio State University, Tristan Yankovic. Lane 3, from Longhorn Aquatics, Will Lacombe. Lane 4, from the Dallas Mustangs, Colin Ferry. Lane 5, from Mission Viejo, Trenton Julian. Lane 6, representing Sun Devil Swimming, Grant House. Lane 7, from Athens Bulldog Swim Club, Zach Hills. And in lane 8, Indiana Swim Club's Luke Parr. This is the A final of the men's 200 individual medley. Sackfield here in the A final of the men's 200 IM variant of the Dallas Mustangs. The only sub 2-minute performance in the prelims. That was a 2.5 drop for him. Getting under 2 minutes for the first time in his career to sit atop our leaderboard. Butterfly leg all wrapped up. Grant House in the lead, 25.06 for him. House has been as fast as a 1:59.03 last year in this pool at national championships. And House still has a slight edge. Trenton Julian in lane 5, making up some of that ground. But it'll be House in the lead. It'll actually be Zach Hills of ABSC, 100th of a second behind the lead of House. Trenton Julian in 3rd. Breaststroke we go. One of the best breaststrokers in American history, Will Lacombe in lane 3. You got to keep an eye on him. A lot of this field can close the gap on our leaders. And then we may have an all-out sprint across this entire field to get your hands on the wall first. Lacombe does exactly what he always does at the breaststroke leg. 33.8, jumping from 6th to 1st. Now he's got to hold off the rest of this game. William Patrick, the Aussie, in lane number 1, also making moves. He was a 34.2 on the breaststroke leg to move up into 2nd. Grant House was in 3rd, Julian in 4th. Look at this finishing speed from Grant House on the freestyle leg in lane number 6. Best time coming in, a 1:59.03. Is he going to dip under that? He will. 1:58.21 for Grant House, finishing in a 27.2. Ferry getting back under 2:00 to better his time from the prelims for 2nd. 1:59.49 for him. And then Will Patrick in lane 1, getting under 2 minutes for the first time in his career. That takes care of all the long stuff and the individual side. Still some relays to go later, but now it's time for one of the most exciting races you'll ever get to see. The Mad Splash and Dash 50 meters freestyle. This is the C final of the women's 50 free. Rumlish, the Panic, Smithmaker, Longy, Schwingle, Winter, Renaya, and Davidson. This is the C final, women's 50 freestyle. 26:06 got you a second swim. Flying lane number 4 was a 25:84 to lead this pack in the morning, but it's Kaylin Winters, 25:51 in lane 6. A huge drop for her, getting under that Olympic trial cut in the process. B final. B final of the women's 50 freestyle jump. Stone, Yindel, Price, Zinnick, Duluth, Tura, and Riley. Those are your B finalists. 25:82 to make it back into the B final. That Olympic trial cut everyone's hunting for, 25.69 for the women's 50 freestyle mark. Lily Price is going to win it. She's going to go at 25:35. 5 ladies under the Olympic trial mark in that field. Led by Price's 25:35.
That's what one's gonna look like, you know.
Please welcome to the pool deck the A finalists in the women's 50 meters freestyle. Swimming in your A final in lane number 1, representing Indiana Swim Club, Christina Paykel. Lane 2, representing Tennessee Aquatics, Erica Connolly. Lane 3 is the American record holder representing Sun Devil Swimming, Simone Manuel. Lane 4, your top seed from New York Athletic Club, Katie Duluth. Lane 5, representing Longhorn Aquatics, Grace Cooper. Lane 6, representing Australia, Alex Perkins. Lane 7, from Ohio State University, Amy Fulmer. And in lane 8, also representing Australia, Matt O'Leary. This is the A final, women's 50 freestyle. Big names in this A final. Of course, the American record holder, Simone Manuel, Katie Duluth, only sub 25 in the prelims. Erica Connolly, previously Erica Brown, Olympian in the sprint freestyle discipline. Looks like Duluth has a slight edge. Maybe Grace Cooper of the Longhorns in lane 5. Those two battling it out to the touch, but it's Duluth with a 24.68. A fantastic swim from her. Grace Cooper finishing in second with a 24.77, and Simone Manuel gets her hand on the wall third at a 25.05. Rounding out the top 3 in the women's 50 freestyle. On we go to the men's 50 freestyle. This is the C final. Wilson, Retio, McDonald, making it White, Donovan, Voss, Benson. These are the names in the C final of the men's 50 freestyle. 22.97 to get a second swim. Less than 0.2 of a second separated all 8 of these gentlemen in the prelims. Andrew Benson's going to do it from lane 8. Some outside smoke, 22.51. Getting under that Olympic trials cut of 22.79 along with 4 other men in this C final. B final. Freestyle B final. Jensen, Baltus, Peroni, Curtis, Schuster, Huey, Samuels, and Castano. Already down to the final 5 meters. David Curtis looks like he may have the edge. That is the case. 22.29. David Curtis will win the B final. 7 men getting under the Olympic trial time. Huey in second with a 22.42 and 22.50 for Peroni, finishing in third. Please welcome to the pool deck, the A final of the men's 50 meters freestyle. Swimming in your A final in lane number 1, representing Sun Devil Swimming, Jonathan Hula. Lane 2, representing Australia, Jesse Gorman. Lane 3, also from Australia, Thomas Nowakowski. Your top seed in lane 4 from Louisiana State University, Brooks Curry. Lane 5, Santo Condorelli. Lane 6 from Australia, Jamie Jack. Lane 7 from Athens Bulldog Swim Club, Dylan Downing. And in lane 8, representing Wisconsin Aquatics, Ty Toripe Ormsby. A final, men's 50 freestyle. Took a stout 22.42 to make it back into this A final. Curry led the way in the prelims, 22.07 for the now former LSU Tiger. Look at this field, dead even as we hit the flags into the touch. It's Nowakowski, the Australian, with the win, 21.81. The only sub-22, Curry and Condorelli tying at a 22.04 in second, and a 22.05 for one of the other Aussies, Jesse Corman, finishing in fourth. All right, let's change this pace up once again. Welcome the time final in the women's 400 medley relay. Let's meet our relay swimming. In lane one, the team from Tennessee Aquatics. Lane two, Wisconsin Aquatics. Lane three, Alto Swim Club. Lane four, the A relay from Ohio State University. Lane 5, California Aquatics. Lane 6, Indiana Swim Club. Lane 7, the B relay from Ohio State University. And in lane 8, the University of Missouri. This is our one and only final of the women's 400 medley relay. Backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle, you know the deal. Backstrokers in the water right now. Connolly, Bacon, Mannion, Fulmer, Staden, DeWitt, Thunderbird, and Gawns. Staden leading the way, 28.73 on the opening 50. Bacon in second, 29.48 for her. Stad now with the lead for Cal, 59.56 to Bacon's 59.79. The two handing off sizable leads to the rest of their relays. Here are your breaststrokers: Fuller, McClintock, Duncan, Bach, Henry, Crawford, Penitz, and Striley. Breaststrokers in the water now. Cal still in the lead by over a second. As Alicia Henry opens with a 31.8 on the breaststroke leg. Here comes Hannah Bach, the 22-year-old Buckeye in lane 4. She was out in the 32.0 to open the breaststroke. Rosie Pants in lane 7, also sub 32 on the opening 50 meters. A great exchange for Cal. Back at a 36.3 was Henry. Wisconsin holding on to second. As Beta Nelson enters the water to swim the butterfly leg. Let's meet all our butterflyers. Pintar, Nelson, Norman, Kraus, Cook, Hahn, Guevara, and Williams. Butterflyers in the water. But it's everybody looking up at California Aquatics. Lizzie Cook in the water, 27.7 for her on the opening 50 meters. Guevara in lane 7 was out in a 27.2, a 27.3 for Beta Nelson in lane 2. Those are your fastest two splits. Excuse me, Lily Nordman actually 26.7 opening the butterfly leg in lane 3 for Alto Swim Club. Final exchange on this 400 medley relay timed final. California with a 3-second lead over Wisconsin. Ohio State sitting in third, 0.8 of a second behind Wisconsin. Your freestylers in the water: Littlejohn, Wanazek, Shaw, Zinnick, Riley, Pagel, Hall, and Smith. At the final turn, it's all California Aquatics from the start. Still a great battle there for second between Ohio State and Wisconsin. Big Ten foes battling clear across the country. Wisconsin getting the best of that battle. 4:05.43 for the Badgers, 4:05.84 for the Buckeyes, but it's a 4:02.18 winning time from California Aquatics. Well, that was the one and only heat of the women's 400 medley relay. We got two heats of the men's 400 medley relay. Introducing heat number 1, swimming in lane 4, the relay from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 5, relay from Wisconsin Aquatics. And in lane 6, the University of Pittsburgh. This is heat 1 of the men's 400 medley relay. Backstroke lead. Gosharov in lane 6 for the University of Pittsburgh out in 26-7. Round of Boilermaker in 4 and Newmark for Wisconsin in 5. Breaststrokers in the water. Bloom, Tedowitz, and Chin. University of Pittsburgh in the lead. 55.99 from Gosharov, leading off on the backstroke. 28.5 to open the breaststroke leg from Chin. To the butterfly leg we go now. Pitt still in the lead. Boilermakers in second. About a 2-second lead for Pitt. Wisconsin about a 1/10 of a second back from the Boilermakers in lanes 4 and 5. But it's Pitt in lane 6 with the lead. The Butterflyers, Samuels, Tor-Epic, Ormsby, and Mahler. Brady Samuels in lane 4, trying to make up some of that ground between Pitt and Purdue. Heat number 1 and 2 of the men's 400 medley relay down to the final leg. Carlito Sanchez in the water for Pitt. Alders in the water for the Boilermakers, and Benson for Wisconsin. Impressive final 100 meters will give Pitt the win, touching at a 3:42.87. Keep an eye on that time. All right, as they get situated behind the blocks, let's take a moment to meet our A finalists, or excuse me, our Heat 2 finalists, rather. Swimming in lane 1, the medley relay from Ohio State University. Lane 2, the relay from Alto Swim Club. Lane 3, Indiana Swim Club. Lane 4, the relay out of Australia. Lane 5, California Aquatics. Lane 6, the A relay from Ohio State University. Lane 7, the University of Missouri. And in lane 8, Aggie Swim Club. Heat 2 of the men's 400 medley relay. Backstrokers in the water. Stoll in 1. Sakena in 2. Burns in 3. Hartwell in 4. Minford in 5. Yankovic in 6. Lachinsky in 7. And Green in 8. Brendan Burns for Indiana Swim Club out quick. 26:35 quick as he leads the way. Burns' best time in the 100 backstroke of 54:67 just a few weeks ago at the National Championships in Indy. Hugging that lane line, a tight finish here between lanes 3 and 4 to wrap up the backstroke. The backstroke leg goes to Australia, 55-14 for Ty Hartwell, 55-26 for Brendan Burns. Here are your breaststrokers: Helmuth in 1, Cook in 2, Reich in 3, Buckingham in 4, Lauser in 5, Garcia Ruiz in 6, Upke in 7, and Ribeiro in lane 8. 27.5 turned in from Hike Buckingham, 19-year-old Australian, adding to the Aussie lead, 0.6 of a second now ahead of the Indiana Swim Club. University of Missouri sitting in 3rd after the after the backstroke leg. Continuing to hold that spot as we approach the butterfly legs. The Aussies will hit that halfway point first. Indiana Swim Club just over a second behind the lead. Missouri in 3rd. Here are your butterflyers. Kazan of Ohio State in 1. And then you've got Gu in 2, Brooks in 3, Coleman in 4, Jett in 5, Fintris in 6, Wilson in 7, and Martinez in 8. The Australian lead has dwindled ever so slightly. 23.97 for Jesse Coleman heading out. 23.48 for Finn Brooks trying to track down the Australians. Missouri still in the lead, but that lead is getting slimmer, in the lead for the 3rd place battle. That lead getting slimmer as Ohio State and Cal both splitting 24 lows to reel in the Tigers just ever so slightly. Australians respond as Coleman comes back at a 28.1. Out-splitting Brooks. Got a just shy of a 1.5 seconds lead. The Australians over Indiana Swim Club. Ohio State now in 3rd, Cal in 4th. The lead's almost identical to what it was at that final exchange, as Gorman splits a 23.5, Peroni a 23.49. 1/100th of a second regained. That's not going to be enough. Australia on its way to yet another relay win. Some strides made in the final few strokes, but the Aussies take it with a 3:36.00. Indiana Swim Club 3:36.76, and Cal's Dylan Hart making the pass on the final leg to get them into 3rd in the 3:41.19. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up night number 2 here at the 2023 TYR Pro Championships. Thanks for joining us this evening. We got a great day 3 planned for you. Our Friday lineup includes 400 IM, 100 butterfly, 200 freestyle, 100 breaststroke, and 100 backstroke. All that action kicks off in venue and online at youtube.com at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thanks so much for joining us. Drive safe. We'll see